Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Artificial Intelligence Crash Course. So in this course, we will learn AI, machine learning, deep learning, NLP, generative AI. Course structure. Part 1. Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. So in part 1, we will see what is artificial intelligence, AI versus machine learning versus deep learning. Then we will see history and evolution of AI. Then we will discuss that how AI models we can implement in real world applications. Then we will see that how an AI model learn with high level overview. Then some basic and key concepts like different types of data set, how we can use model, how we can train model with inference code. Right, and lastly in this part we will see the career paths in AI. Part 2, machine learning fundamentals. So in part 2 we will discuss that what is machine learning, different types of machine learning like supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised and reinforcement learning. Then we will discuss data sets and types of data sets, features, technique, model evaluation and prediction system. Then we will discuss some common algorithms like linear regression, decision trees, and some unsupervised learning like K-means clustering, random forest, and we will also discuss some evaluation matrices like accuracy, F1 score, and confusion matrix. And we will also implement ML workflow in Python. Part 3, deep learning and neural networks. So this is my favorite part. So in this part we will see what is deep learning, why we need deep learning. If we have already machine learning, we will see different types of neural network. Okay, and then we will see neuron, layers and activation function. We will discuss the most important concepts in deep learning, forward propagation and backward propagation. We will also discuss convolutional neural network, which is also known as CNN for images task. Then we will see sequential data, textual data with RNNs and LSTM model. We will build some projects as well. Part 4, natural language processing. So in this part we will see what is NLP. Then we will see text pre-processing. So there we use different types of techniques like tokenization, text cleaning like stop words removal, stemming. And then we will see feature extraction. And for feature extraction we use different types of techniques like TF-IDF factorizer, big of words, or even embeddings. We will give some example to sentiment analysis. Then we will move to transformers and attention mechanism. And then we will build some project like sentiment classifier. Part 5. This is the most advanced and recently used part, that is generative AI and LLMs. So generative AI basically generative AI has two parts. We will divide Gen AI with two parts. So here first we will see what is generative AI. Then we will see developer point of view for these two parts, right? And then we will see LLMs like GPT, T5, BERT, etc. Then we will give some overview to LangChain, how you can build some chatbots with LangChain framework that is provided by OpenAI. And then we will see prompt engineering basics. And I will also include in this part Stable Diffusion and DALL-E overview, like how you can create an image with text prompt. In the final part, we will see some real world projects. So here we will build three projects. First, we will build fake news detection system using machine learning. Then we will build an image classifier using deep learning. And then we will build a chatbot using OpenAI API with LangChain. Part 1, Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. So what exactly is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence has the ability to replicate human intelligence. But in simple terms, AI is a branch of computer science that enables machines to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, like understanding language from text or audio, recognizing patterns in images and videos, solving problems, or even making decisions. But as I mentioned that AI has the ability to replicate human intelligence. So if you consider a human being has the ability to predict future based on his past experiences, because human can learn, can think and can learn, and based on that information human can make decisions. The same thing goes with AI model. AI model use data set as a training, and AI model learn from that data set, and based on that information, AI can predict future or make decisions. You can think of it by giving computer the ability to think and learn. When your phone unlocks using your face, that is AI. When Netflix recommends your next favorite movie, that is AI. When ChatGPT helps you write code, that is AI in action. So AI is used everywhere. Now let's understand AI versus machine learning versus deep learning, because this is the biggest confusion for beginners. So we have to cover this difference first. Artificial intelligence can be considered the broader field where you can build a smart system that can act intelligently. For example, robot. But machine learning is a subset of AI. It's all about teaching machines to learn patterns from data instead of being explicitly programmed. For example, you are using tabular data, or it could be textual or images or video data, and on that data you train a machine learning model. So here machine learning model will capture or will learn patterns from data, and based on that pattern it will decide future, or it will predict unseen data. So deep learning is a subset of machine learning. It also learn pattern from data and accordingly decide future. But deep learning use neural networks with multiple layers that is inspired by the human brain. But the question is, if machine learning, deep learning, both are used for same problem like learning pattern from data and decide future, then why we need deep learning if we have already machine learning? So we will cover this question in deep learning part. Next, you can take as an example, or you can think like that artificial intelligence is the universe that is everywhere, and machine learning could be considered a planet that is located within that universe, and deep learning could be considered a country that is existed on that planet. So you can take this example and it will differentiate in a more better way. AI is the universe, machine learning is a planet, deep learning is a country that is located on the planet. Now let's discuss the history and evolution of AI. Now, artificial intelligence is not a new branch. It basically started in 1950s when researchers and scientists dreamed of building some machine that could think and learn like human being. So let's discuss one by one. From 1950s to 1970s, researchers introduced rule-based system. That system also known as symbolic AI. So rule-based system is basically normal programming that works on explicit if-else logic. Program like ELIZA mimicked conversation through pattern matching, but it was not a real understanding. So rule-based system was introduced and were used between 1950s till 1970s, and it is also known as symbolic AI that works on if-else logic. From 1980s to 1990s, expert system were introduced. Expert system were the machines that started making logical decisions by mimicking human experts, but it was also through encoded rules. Then in 2000, there was a rise of data because big companies like Facebook, Google store a lot of data from social media platforms. So here machine learning became dominant as a massive data sets, and faster computers powered smarter algorithms. We will cover all these things in machine learning part. From 2010 till present, deep learning and generative AI changed everything, from voice assistants to image generations or even text generations. So today AI is not just a research, it's in your phone, in your car, in your work tools, and even in your entertainment. Now let's discuss a real world application of AI. So artificial intelligence in healthcare. Now as you know, healthcare is a broader field, but you will see if you are a doctor or if you belong from healthcare, you have seen a lot of machine that already using AI. So AI revolutionizes healthcare by detecting diseases from X-rays, MRIs, and CT scans, images, and videos with remarkable accuracy, and it predicts patient risks before symptoms appears. As you can see in this image, we have two approaches: traditional approach and AI approach. Now, if you have some knowledge in healthcare related to X-rays, then you might be familiar that in traditional approach, findings were dependent or we can say that findings are dependent on subjective assessment by readers. But in AI approach, AI models can perceive, can understand from the features of X-rays images that can be too complex for a human eye to identify. Right? But AI is also accelerate drug discovery through data-driven molecule analysis. It supports medicines or treatment recommendations, plans and suggestion, and it streamlines hospital operations for improved patient care. So as I mentioned that AI is everywhere in healthcare. Next, AI in finance. Artificial intelligence detects fraud. AI is also used to automate trading. You might have heard there are a lot of tools that automatically sells and buy your trade based on past records of all the charts. AI also provides credit scoring and it enables faster loan approvals, personalized financial advice, and smarter risk management across the banking ecosystem. Next, artificial intelligence in education. Now, artificial intelligence tailors lessons based on difficulty to each student's unique learning styles. Because when you, let's say, if you are a student and you join your bachelor or you can say university, you might have unique style. So it will be difficult for teacher to understand different unique styles for different students. But now AI helps teachers to identify struggling learners early because AI recommends customized exercise, automates grading, and provides real-time feedback, like creating smarter and more adaptive classroom experience. Next, AI in e-commerce. This is very interesting and very important because you might have heard there is a field by the name of recommendation system that is really used in e-commerce platforms. So AI powers recommendation engines on platforms like Amazon, analyzing your browsing and purchase history to suggest products you are most likely to buy. It also personalizes pricing and optimizes search results. It enhances customer experience through chatbots and predictive inventory management. Next, entertainment. AI is also used in entertainment. Netflix, Spotify, and YouTube use AI to keep you watching or listening. Even you are watching this video because YouTube AI has already your past history on YouTube. So let's say if you have interacted with AI or ML related videos, or if you have searched some coding or AI related videos in the past, that's why based on that past history, YouTube AI recommended this video if you are watching this video. So AI is used in all social media platforms to bring more views for and make their platform more viewership. So next, this is very important, how AI models learn. But before understanding AI models, that how AI model learns and work, let me give you an example. Imagine you are going to teach a child to recognize cats in images. So what you will do? You will collect 1000 or maybe 2000 or maybe 100 cats images, and this will be your data. You will show all these images to the child so that the child learns from that images. Now, what the child will do? The child will notice different patterns like the fur, cat ears, nose, eyes, or different features. And based on that features, within all the 1000 images, the child will automatically learn and understand different cats with each image. Now let's say in future you are going to show a new image. So the child will automatically predict either it is a cat or not cat. That is called inference. Why? Because child has already a lot of information based on past 1000 images, because you have shown 1000 images to the child and child have memorized or learned everything from that images, and now if you show him a new image, it will automatically decide or predict that it is a cat or not cat. The same logic applies to AI. We will cover this part more in detail in machine learning, that what is data, different types of data, how you can train a model, inference, evaluation. But let's understand how AI model works. So first you will collect a data set. Now this data could be images data, videos data, textual data, numerical data, depends on your problem statement. On this data you will train a model. Now this model will find mathematical patterns and adjust itself to reduce errors. This process is called training. Once you train a model, then it can be used for prediction on unseen data. That is known as inference. So we will discuss this part later in machine learning part in more details. Now let's discuss key concepts, because before wrapping this section, we need to understand the key concepts that you will hear throughout this course. Data is the foundation of AI, because without data set, AI is blind. If you are going to solve a problem related to images, videos, classification, regression, unsupervised, supervised, you will definitely need data. So without data, your AI is nothing. So this is the foundation. Then you must have brain that will learn from that data and will decide future. That is called model. So the model is the brain that learns from data. Now, brain without knowledge is nothing. Brain is nothing without knowledge. So you have to give knowledge. The same thing goes with model. Model is nothing without knowledge related or pattern related to data. So this process is known as training. The process of feeding data and learning pattern is known as training. Now, once you have trained and you have model, then you have to use that model for real world prediction. That is known as inference. But before inference, you have to check how good your AI is. That is known as matrices to measure, like accuracy, precision, recall. Now we have different matrices. We have separate matrices for classification. We have separate matrices for regression, unsupervised, NLP algorithms that we will see in future sessions. Okay. So now let's discuss the most important part, career paths in AI for beginners. Machine learning engineer. Machine learning engineer builds and trains intelligent models that learn from data to make predictions and automate decisions. Industries, big companies, and software houses really need machine learning engineer. Then data scientists. Data scientist basically turns raw data into insights using statistics, visualizations, and ML techniques to guide business strategy. So you cannot consider data scientist a machine learning engineer. Data scientist is basically just extract information from data set through techniques like statistics, visualization, and ML techniques to streamline business strategy. AI researcher. AI researcher introduce new models. Like as you can see nowadays, you have heard a generative AI, agentic AI. So after deep learning or within deep learning, they introduce something that really replicate human intelligence. That is Gen AI or agentic AI. So that was done by a researcher. But researcher do not implement code and then they do not work with coding part. They just work on theoretical and mathematical part, and they introduce new techniques and models or architecture as a research within AI. But they must have a deep knowledge as a theoretical and mathematical about AI, machine learning, deep learning, and all the branches of AI. NLP engineer. NLP engineer focus on language-based AI. They deals with textual and audio data like creating chatbots, translators, text generators, sentiment analysis. So all related problems related to textual and audio data can be done by an NLP engineer. That is really in demand nowadays as well. Computer vision specialist. Computer vision specialist teach a machine to see by a building system that recognize faces, objects, scenes from images or video. They mostly deal with images and video data. Prompt engineer. Prompt engineer designs precise prompts and workflows to get the best creative and accurate responses from large language models that are used in generative AI. Now, if you ask me which rule is best and which rule is in demand nowadays, I would say machine learning engineer, because machine learning engineer itself is a data scientist, NLP engineer, computer vision specialist, and prompt engineer. As a machine learning engineer, you must have deep knowledge as a coding like Python programming. You must have knowledge about all types of data set. You must have the ability to work with NLP type problems, computer vision type problems, generative AI related problems. You must have knowledge how to extract information, insights from data as a data scientist. So if you become machine learning engineer, you automatically becomes data scientist, NLP engineer, computer vision specialist, prompt engineer. But yes, you can separately select another role, like you can just go with data scientist or NLP engineer. If you want to just work as a textual and audio data, you can become NLP engineer. Or if you want to deal with images or video data, then you can become computer vision specialist. So let's end this part. So what we have learned that what is AI versus machine learning versus deep learning. Then we have discussed history of AI. Then we have seen real world application. Then we have discussed how AI learns with an example, some key concepts that you will hear a lot throughout the course, and career opportunities with rules. So if you have any question at this point, you can comment, and I would like to recommend to, if you are new for the channel, subscribe it and also like this video.